Hey, YouTube is Anarchist of Darkness, also known as Kill Color Struck, and I just saw that Dear White People movie, and I would recommend that all of you people, go see it. Every American should see it, and if you're thinking off the bat that it's Dear White People, it's going to be a hateful movie towards white people, and it's nothing but a straight up just pissed off black people movie, then you're mistaken. As I was, I'm not even gonna. It actually turned out the way I expected it to turn out, but you're gonna be mistaken. It's not a hate movie, blame whitey movie, not at all. It's a straight up movie. It's a satire, has a lot of social issues, social things. They're dealing with black people and white people interactions, especially in that Ivy League situation, I guess. So you should definitely go see it. But what I'm about to do is I just realized one thing about the movie. I fucking hated the ending. Now, at this point, if you haven't seen a movie, you should probably turn it off. Turn it up. Just turn it off right now. Turn it off. Okay. Anyway, if you haven't turned it off, it's your fault. Now, the movie featured several characters. I would probably say 3, 4 main characters, all black, might I add. And I'm just gonna go down the list. Or should I go up the list? First of all, the 2 characters that I guess I would say I would fall into or I most identify with was Reggie and Lionel Higgins. Now, Reggie is, Black Power, down for my people type situation. Good evening, how are you? Down for my people type situation. He's trying. He wants to get stuff done. He's trying to get stuff done. He's serious about power, about the power to the people, Michael X type stuff, if you will, or the thing. And Lionel Higgins mainly because Lionel Higgins is a black kid in an Ivy League school who, I guess he's gay, and he's never been able to fall into a group with someone, like a certain group with certain people. And I have my entire life, I was never cool enough to be with the black kids, and I was too black to be with the white kids. I never, even when I was in an all black school, I was still different. I listened to different music. I drew. I didn't listen to the garbage that other people wanted to listen to with no content. I didn't smoke weed in the back halls and have sex and in the hallways. I didn't do none of that stuff. None of that stuff wasn't my thing. Okay, I was more of a secluded person. I didn't like people. When I got a chance to hang out with people, I hung out with the nerds, so they didn't get picked on as much because I was still big and black and scary. So most people didn't bother me, but I was still a loner. And this is how Lionel was, because he didn't know whether he wanted to fall in with the black kids or the gay kids. He didn't know what he wanted to do because, he wasn't accepted everywhere. So as time goes on in the movie, Lionel, he basically, I liked his ending, how he basically fall back in with black people after like having several conversations with them, like, look, we're not all like homophobic, and we're fine, we're cool with you. You can be whoever you want to be around us. We don't give a damn. And he basically finds it's okay to be black. Basically, he finds out it's okay to be black. It's okay to hang out with these people. It's okay to identify being black. Now, thing goes up, and then this is where I'm just going to talk about how much I hate this fucking movie. Now, all the black males in this movie have no emotion. They show no support to black women. It's just freaking ridiculous. It's the same old stereotype that's been played in Hollywood movies forever. You know what I'm saying? What's going on in Scandals, going on in that new thing that Shonda Rhimes is doing, that new show, How to Get Away with Murder. It's like you can't find a positive black male anywhere. It doesn't matter what you do. It's impossible to find a positive black male unless he's on a football field. And even then, if he's a positive black male, people are looking to debunk that. Okay, so hated that because you got Fairbanks, who's constantly at war with the president, who he was, I mean, basically he's the white man who took the job that that Dean Fairbanks should probably have. Dean Fairbanks should be President Fairbanks. His son doesn't stand up to him the entire movie, but finally at the end stands up to him. No, Dad, you need to listen to me right now. And the only anger, the only emotion that his son shows throughout the whole movie is standing up to his dad, like his anger towards his dad for not listening to him or any of that. That's crazy. Like, he had many times where he should have been like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, especially at the end of the movie when he had the situation with Coco. Now, Helium West was a producer, a heartless producer. He really couldn't do it. Really, he had to, if he was doing his job, but it just shows you how what America really thinks about black people when it comes to television. If you watch the movie, he basically got a character, one of the other characters, Coco, to basically try to go out of her way to be ghetto in order to be. This is where I'm about to just okay. This is a character named Sam. She's a light-skinned, pretty girl. They spend the entire movie talking about how black power she is. How basically she has charisma. She's funny. She's that girl that I always wanted to marry. She's the girl that I've always wanted to marry. Okay, right? Even though I found the beautiful queen that I'm going to marry, she's the girl. She's perfect. Okay. But then you find out later in the movie, not only is she like biracial, she's having identity issues. That's the only reason why she's doing. Basically, the only reason why she was doing what she was doing because she was having those type of she was having identity issues. Now, to parallel that, there's a black girl also in the movie. Her name is Coco. She's having identity issues. She's from South Side of Chicago, but she doesn't want to be identified with or in the same room as black people because you can tell she has the weave, she has the blue eyes, but she's a dark-skinned girl. And they basically have Coco in this entire time in this movie chasing after what Sam is doing. Because, dark-skinned girls don't have to chase after light-skinned girls in real life. I mean, this movie's a satire, but this movie, when I first saw it, I was like, okay, I know what it's going to have to be. Okay, I know I'm going to watch it. I'm going to support it because, it's very few that you get a good black movie that's not a fucking Tyler Perry film. And Tyler Perry films are not good, okay? I saw it, I was like, it's a typical casting of Hollywood. You cast a pretty you cast a pretty light-skinned girl and a pretty dark-skinned girl, but you have the pretty light-skinned girl making way while the dark-skinned girl is chasing after her. Because that's not what African Americans do. Because that's what we fucking do. That's the issue. That's a part of the issue with colorism. That's why I'm color struck. Okay? So, they both basically have identity issues. But Coco being a black woman that she is, she just wants to be noticed. She just want to do whatever she wants to. She want to be famous. So she does whatever she has. She's trying to do whatever she can to get famous and get more notoriety, to be in the spotlight, kind of like Sam. So Sam is the entire time she's having a love affair with a black dude, Reggie, and she have a love affair with this other white guy. I can't remember the guy's name. It might be Gabe. She's having a love affair with these guys, and at one point, she walks up to Reggie. They're supposed to do a protest. A protest looks like it's about to be disrespectful protest. She's looking crazy. She gets a phone call from her mom. Her mom saying her dad, her white dad, is hurting. Reggie looks at this girl, and he's like, okay, I need those. She has a tear in her eye. Reggie goes, yo, I need those permits. Are you coming or not? Are you doing it? I need you to get on that loudspeaker. He gets he's real manipulative. He's very manipulative. You got the white guy in the background. He's like, oh my God, are you okay? And he follows her all the way home. And then Reggie chases after her talking about, I need those permits. Like, for real though, I'm the most black power in this that you ever seen. But if the woman of my dreams, and he even explains it he says it in the movie, you're something I can get after. He doesn't care, but it shows that one, he doesn't support her really. He doesn't really care about her. He just want to get whatever he wants out of it, because all black men just want to get whatever you want out of black women and be done with them. Because that's what the movie was telling me. Because there's not one positive black male in that movie, except for Leon Higgins. But even he was trying to get the down low so that way he can work his way somewhere else. So there's not one positive black male in that movie, and it pisses me the hell off. Okay, and not only that, it's a typical Hollywood thing to have the light-skinned girl be the delicate flower, because both Coco and Sam were both having identity issues. Coco goes on the internet trying to be Sam in order to gain more notoriety. Even goes as far as says, I'm not as dark skinned, or I'm not as dark. I'm not that dark. You know what I'm saying? She says some shit like that, just to, you just know that she basically, she's having those type of issues or whatever, right? And you got Sam, who's, after that whole situation with Reggie and Gabe, like, Gabe followed her into her dorm room and they're arguing, blah, 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 mulatto, mulatto, mulatto. Did I hear somebody say mulatto? That was part of the funniest parts in an entire movie to me, but it just goes to show me how fucked up Hollywood is and how typical they are. She becomes the flower, and Coco entire time she eventually breaks down too, but at the end she's still hard like a rock, like, oh, I'm still, like that. But Coco doesn't really learn anything from what she does. Samantha White, good name, learns that she should just be herself, her biracial self, who happens to be good, I guess, big on black politics. And they spent 2 hours giving us Sam, building her up just to break her down, and it kills me. Like, every time Hollywood does this, if they're gonna have a black woman and she's asked to show emotion, you have to be able to love her. That means she has to be light skinned. That killed me about the entire movie. Good, I'm not gonna lie, it was a good movie. It's great, but it's still a typical thing for Hollywood to go and do. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I mean, I know the person, Simeon, what's his name, he wrote this. Apparently, maybe, I don't know, it's apparently with black male directors, it's a problem with them being able to show support of black male. But what I saw with this, he basically pulled a Tyler Perry with a good film. Cast the light-skinned girl to be likable. Cast the dark-skinned girl to never be likable. The dark-skinned males are the evil guys, whatever. And even went as far as having the white guy, Samantha, walk away with the white guy, and then when that happens, you see Reggie and his crew walk by, and then they look at her like crazy. That actually has happened to me before, where I had a white friend who was crying because her boyfriend didn't want to come to DC or something, and she was crying on me on the elevator, and 3 black girls walked on, and these three black girls wouldn't have gave me the time of the day. I had this video somewhere in the back of my things if you want to watch it. As soon as I walked out of the elevator, you can hear them chuckling, talking about how, oh, you can't get a real black woman, blah, 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 blah. That's happened to me before. And it's a unfortunate thing that you have to deal with black people and white people, because white people are going to look at you sideways too when you're walking down the street with a black person or a snow bunny, okay? However you want to put it. But that's my review. I like the movie, but one, Hollywood has to let go of these typical things. I'm getting tired and sick and tired of the dark skin, not even just the dark skinned black male period, always being the negative one, always being the one that just out to get something, and that's it, whatever he wants. Okay, no black male in that movie except for Lionel showed any emotion. Reggie saw Sam crying, he was ready for the protest, he was hyped up. But even the hardest man, when you see a beautiful woman crying, you're not going to totally disregard her feelings. He totally disregarded what was going on with her. Tear in her eye. I need something from you. I need you to do this for me now. Like, he was like, it was ridiculous. And I fucking hate people like that. And I hate that part of the movie. I hate the ending because the only person in the movie who had an ending was Sam. Everybody else, I think maybe the good evening. Have a good night. I think I think maybe Sam. No, Fairbanks' son. I think Fairbanks' son had okay ending. Reggie kind of had an okay ending. They got what they wanted out of the president of the school, whatever. But Coco, the other girl who's having identity issues, who's clearly having a worse identity issue than Sam was having, okay? Because you got to remember, African American women in this country, especially just the ones who were African American, they have such horrible identity issues. It's not even funny. They will tell you they're everything under the sun but African or black. Raven Simone, for that matter. Maybe Raven Simone is she might be half white, half black, but she still will probably tell you that she's not black. Well, case in point, she already did. Case in point, okay. The character Coco, she doesn't learn from her mistake or whatever. She's basically the Real Housewife of Atlanta type. So anyway, I'm done with talking. Thank you for watching. See y'all.